If you don't like hearing about humanitarian crises but still care about human rights, then stay tuned. Today, we delve into a pressing issue that has captured global attention and demands immediate action. The plight of the Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh is a humanitarian crisis of immense proportions, and recent developments have only exacerbated their suffering. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has slammed aid cuts by the US and Europe as a crime during his 4-day visit to the Rohingya refugee camps in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh. His visit comes at a critical time when the international community's support is waning, and the consequences of these aid cuts are becoming increasingly dire. Guterres' strong words reflect the urgency and gravity of the situation, as he calls for immediate action to prevent further suffering. Guterres assessed the dire situation of over 1 million Rohingya refugees. As the World Food Programme warns, it may have to halve food aid by April, without $81 million in funding by year's end. The camps are overcrowded, and resources are stretched thin. The refugees, who have already endured unimaginable hardships, now face the prospect of even greater deprivation. The potential reduction in food aid could lead to severe malnutrition and a host of other health issues, particularly among children. The situation in the camps is a stark reminder of the international community's responsibility to protect and support vulnerable populations. The Rohingya have been forced to flee their homes due to violence and persecution, and they now rely on global aid to survive. The reduction in aid not only threatens their immediate well-being, but also undermines efforts to find a long-term solution to their plight. Guterres met with Bangladesh's interim leader, Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus, who criticized Western nations for prioritizing defense spending over humanitarian aid. Yunus's comments highlight a broader issue of global priorities and the need for a shift in focus towards humanitarian efforts. The meeting underscored the importance of international solidarity and the need for a collective response to the crisis. Yunus urged the UN to support the dignified return of Rohingya refugees to Myanmar, amidst ongoing diplomatic hurdles and allegations of genocide. The path to repatriation is fraught with challenges, but it remains a crucial goal for the Rohingya people. Ensuring their safe and voluntary return requires sustained diplomatic efforts and a commitment to addressing the root causes of their displacement. The closure of USAID operations exacerbates the crisis, leaving a massive funding gap. This development has had a ripple effect, impacting not only the availability of essential services, but also the morale of the refugees and aid workers. The loss of such a significant source of support has created an urgent need for alternative funding and resources to fill the void. Despite this, Bangladesh remains committed to supporting the refugees. The country's efforts, though commendable, are not enough to address the scale of the crisis. The international community must step up and provide the necessary support to ensure that the refugees receive the care and assistance they need. Guterres pledged to mobilize international support to prevent further suffering and potential deaths. His commitment to advocating for the Rohingya is a beacon of hope, but it requires the backing of nations around the world. The stakes are high, and the consequences of inaction are dire. He stressed, "We cannot accept that the international community forgets about the Rohingya." This powerful statement serves as a call to action for governments, organizations, and individuals to remember their moral obligations and to act with urgency and compassion. As the world watches, the fate of these refugees hangs in the balance. The international community's response will determine whether the Rohingya can rebuild their lives with dignity or continue to suffer in limbo. The time to act is now, and the need for solidarity and support has never been greater. Their future depends on urgent global action and renewed humanitarian efforts. The challenges are immense, but with collective will and determination, it is possible to make a difference. The Rohingya crisis is a test of our shared humanity, and it is up to all of us to rise to the occasion. Stay informed and stay engaged. Your awareness and involvement can contribute to the global effort to support the Rohingya and other vulnerable populations. Together, we can work towards a more just and compassionate world.